that should take care of that. Sorry, just give me a quick second here to access my library. There we go. So you can see I did get the 7-7, 7-7. So we are in 7-8. Okay. So let me just line that up here so that way it's ready to go when it's time to do that portion. So we'll minimize that, and it's thundering out. We'll see if we can make it. So this was last night, 7-6 at 9:53 p.m. And it says improv end 10 p.m. Good. Okay, so that's this here. So it says that this was good, whatever it was. So let us delete everything from this point onward. Delete and then hit Control Shift Save As. And then we go into the appropriate folder, which was yesterday, Waxing Gibbous. And that's in Scorpio, improv it, and good. Okay, that's this one. So 9:30 improv. We don't have to say 10 p.m. good, and we just say session improv. And then this will be raw, R-A-W, save. Okay, now we've got that one going. Okay, so let me. Okay, so now let's listen to it and make sure there's no digital farts, and then we'll proceed to actually process it. This is so quiet. It barely hits -18. All this stuff is like in the -24 zone, except for those few strikes here, there, and there. Oh goodness. This one's going to be a kind of a baby to do. Oh man. You know what? I'm going to, just because I want to see, this was pretty late and there was nothing going on. If the right channel is clean and there's nothing going on in the background there, I might be able to use this. I just want to see what's in the background, or hear what's in the background. So I had moved the mic over to the right instead of in front of me, so I'm not hearing me breathing into the microphone, and it's not picking up all the nuances of right in front of me when I sing. And I think it actually worked. So instead of having to double up the left, I can actually work with both of these. So let's undo that. This thing is super quiet. So I'm going to zoom way in here, and I'm going to find some good dead space to capture. I think this will be, oh, that might be too much. Let's try this. That might be good dead space. So we'll hit Shift P, Control A, Control Shift P. Yeah, that's good. So, oh, lightning. Yes. Okay. It's storming. Okay, so now that's nice and clean. So let's zoom out. We'll put 0 back on top. Let's check the beginning now. All right, that's good. And now I have to set the whole thing. And as we listen to this, I need to go into the FFT filters. And then from here, we begin with killing the 60 hertz ground loop. There we go. And then we are going to do that again, but this time we're going to kill the mic rumble. Okay. Now we can bring it up by like 3 each time. Okay. And then we're going to go filter EQ. And we're going to bring down the bass a little bit. There we go. Bring it up a little bit more. And then go into the 30 equalizer band. Do the mid cut, but this time with a 1 dB output to maintain that. Bring it up just ever slightly more. Okay, we're getting closer. This time we'll do a 2 dB output. Alright, this is a setting that I put a while back. This should help it. Alright, so this one peaks at -9. So we're going to take this one and we're going to normalize it to -9 to match the left channel there. Channel, I'm starting to hear the clicks of my nails and my rings and stuff like that. That's okay. That just means we're just gonna have to take this and paste it into there, and then from here do a stereo imagery, stereo expander. Alright, let's try that again now. Goodness me. We're ready to go and mute all of this. So I'm holding control while I apply that fade tool, and we're just gonna give myself like, that's good there. And then here at the end, I don't think we need any of this stuff, because here is long enough fade to decide what we want for the ending to be. And there's that little click there, so hold on a second. I think I can actually get away with one of these. Okay. Yep, I got away with that. So that works. So now I can hit Control N and bring in a new multi-track session. And then we're going to prep everything by hitting -2 on the 3 layers, because after I'm done with the volume, I'm going to copy it and basically saturate it a couple times. So now I take this volume bar and we'll say this is the baseline here. And then when we get to this strike of the keys here, it's going to come down like right before it strikes, and then gradually come back up to our baseline again, which was like up here, right? That's what we decided, somewhere. But we don't want to go too fast. So we need to go a little bit more gradual before. Maybe we should bring the baseline down to like here. Okay, and then yeah, the piano's getting growly. I love it though. Oh goodness. No, that might do the trick. So we want to maintain our sense of dynamism. All right, from the top. sour and just started just avoiding it. So I need some work where that is on the keyboard, and that's going to be the number one growly to tackle when it becomes growly time. Right now, the humidity in the room is at 40%, which is, pretty good. But the temperature is 85, and that's the cooler side because it's the evening now, which means, like earlier today, it was a little higher. It's tough right now, so I just have to let the piano do what it does, and it's totally okay because my Patreon supporters are with me on this ride as we've down pitched her to acclimate to 432, and with the summer heat and flux, it's to be expected. And that's just the way things are. So this one is going to be live session improv, but this is going to be MDO1, mix down one, save it. Okay. There we go. And then I can, wow, that's really what it looks like now. Okay, so let's do a quick shave of that loud part. So we're going to compress it to minus 3.3. So now if I select each individual side, and if I were to normalize them to wrong one, amplitude, normalize, that's the one that I want. And we're going to normalize you to minus 0.6. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. And And now we go to the beginning. And we find the first note's at 1.7. So we'll go to like 1.1. Delete all of that stuff. Hold control with this little fader tool. That's good. Over here. See where we want it to end. Because it was such a quiet one and we had to bring it up to be at the right levels for sounding audible as an MP3, a lot of the underlying background noises in the house also got amplified and you can hear them a little bit more than usual. But that's okay. So I'm going to hit Control A, Control Copy, and then we're going to go into here. And we're going to hit Control A, we're going to paste all this, and that's okay. And now we're going to hit Control Shift S, and we're going to browse this, and we're going to save over the mixdown one file, but we're going to say instead, call it mixdown 2, mixdown 2. Okay. Okay. So now it retains the proper recording down stuff. And now we have to listen to it and give it a name. Sorry about that. I was just checking for clicks and seeing if we can make the video. Save it. Go into July free rides. You are no longer an MDO. You actually have a name now. And save. Okay. So that's the final product there. Save it again, but now we're going to make it an MP3 at 44.116 to make the actual. Hey, I thought I said MP3 44.116. What's going on here? 44.116, no dither. Cancel. Change that to MP3. Change that to 44.116 bit, no dithering. Okie dokies. Browse. We are in MP3 mode. We go into July. Hit save. Why are you still sampling at? You know what we're going to do? We are going to, hold on. MDO1 save. Okay, close, no, and then reboot it. Count to 3. 1, 2, 3. And then cross our fingers to the lovely lords of music audio production. Please, Hathor, thank you. And then we're going to hit Control Open, and we're going to go back into that free write. So 076, go into the free write, MP Fenry, Sauron, there you are. It's been preserved, so now if we save it as, and go MP3 and change it to 44116, there we go, now it took. So now we can go here and say, okay. Yay! Oh, thank you, Hathor. Oh, goodness me. Now that it's an MP3, we can pick track art. So I need to go through some new photos and square them off. I've already used a lot of these guys. You know what? The clover kind of matches it, especially with the rain coming on. So that's the one we'll use. So now we can go into Patreon, and this is going to be tomorrow's for 7/8. So we go to create post, and then we're going to upload that into here. So find that track and there you are. And then we got to type in your name there, and this is going to be 7/8/2025 daily piano, and then this is actual 432 hertz. And then hit play. This time before I forget track art, clover. Okay, this is going to be selected tiers, fantastic flowers, and up schedule for tomorrow, first thing in the morning, and I will spectralize it and put it on the unlisted playlist. Oh, thank you. It is beautiful. It was at the end of last night's live stream. All these things, like, they just flow out of me in the moment, and I'm just lucky that I hit record and capture all this. this because this actually came from, where is this? The live, it says, live, self, rambling, waxing, gibbous, and good, and, oh wait, that was the first part of it. Oh gosh, this one. So there was like all this stuff that I was playing, which is whatever. But then at the end, I improv'd this apparently, and this was last night at 9:53. So I don't know if anybody caught that, but that was last night's live stream. So now it's 10:16. It's time to do that again. So we're just gonna close everything, hit Control-Shift-New, and start recording, and mosey on over to the piano side of things. So give me a second here. There we go. Yo. Now I need to turn this on because this is my phone view. So that way you guys can actually see what I'm working with here today. Okay. So because we're already at 90% illumination for the moon, and it's in Sagittarius, and it's going to be in Capricorn, and the sun is in Cancer, so the moonlight reflecting, the sunlight is actually infused with sun in Cancer. So like even though the moon is in Sagittarius tonight and tomorrow, and then in Capricorn, and oh no, tomorrow goes into Capricorn, I forget, but I have all my crystals appropriately with the selenite all there with mirrors at the window, and then outside on the porch I have my various waters from the river that I collected today for the 7/7 portal, and the reverse osmosis water that I put into like reusable containers, so that way I have drinkable moon water and river water for watering my plants and that kind of stuff with. So let me move this over here. I think that should be good. Yeah? Okay. I have to warm up, so I'll warm up with In a Sentimental Mood. I just realized I didn't actually turn on the full-on microphones. I was just having this one on. That might have sounded really weird to you guys. But that's okay. That was just warming up in a sentimental mood. So now we're actually warmed up. So, okay, here we go. Thank you, Jeffrey. So I've been working on my rendition of Summertime because it is quite literally summertime. And it's kind of funny because I actually joined this Discord group. And they want you to like do summary songs. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm working on my own version of Summertime. And I know everybody, is classically trained and there's a certain way to play things, but I play by ear. I'm self-taught. I don't do sheet music. I can read treble clef because I was in band and I played clarinet and saxophone, but I taught myself how to play piano. And I've been obsessed with piano since I was a kid and like just teaching myself. So this is where I'm at now, and this is my take on Summertime. So yeah, my take on summertime Gershwin classic. I know that's not how it's supposed to go, but that's the way I choose to play it. I mean, she's for the most part okay. There's just like a few, just like really bad growlies that just like, dwang, you just like. So I just want to like, I want to fix those unisons, but I can't. I have to wait. I have to wait. Um, what's this say? 85.4 degrees, 40%. So I have to go by this thing, and if this thing gets into the 70s, in the 40 to 60% range consistently for 3 days in a row, on that third day, if it's stable in those conditions, then I can open up the piano and like, go through and tune everything and fix it. And then we wait for it to just like do its thing, and then like one or two more rounds of that, and she should be pretty much settled into the A432 down pitch. But it took like a long time to get down there because you had to do it like 2 hertz at a time, and then wait for stable conditions, then drop it, and wait and drop it and wait. And now we're finally at 432, so now it's just a matter of just maintaining and chasing growlies periodically when the climate is stable and allows for it. So until then, that's why I close the piano and just put all my crystal grids out, put all my cards out here. So that way, in order to get in there and start playing with things, it's a task and I have to take everything off. So, crossing fingers that after this heat wave, things will come down and acclimate for a bit, and I can maybe not do a full 88 tune, but at least fix the octaves within themselves, and then let the temperament fall wherever it chooses to lie. Just kind of like make all the C's sound good to themselves, makes all the G's sound good to themselves, make all the B flats match to themselves, and don't worry about their relationships as thirds, fourths, fifths, and sixes, because they're generally where they should be, and now they just kind of like go where they want to be. So you just let them be where they want to be and just be like, all right, that's the temperament of my piano as it wants to be. And that's kind of where she's at now. Developing her own new voice and stage of comfort, to sing and do what she does, to resonate. every night I have to program my music into my water. Like the waters are all underneath me. I have here. Let me just show you what I've got going on. So if I is there like a flash on this? I think there is. Yes, there we go. So I have all these waters, reverse osmosis water that I fill up, and like down below here, I have lots and lots of moon waters over the past like year. Over here, I have more like those. So those ones are like drinkable because they're in reusable like glass jars that I got from cranberry juice and kombuchas and stuff like that. So I reuse those to fill them with reverse osmosis water. All my funky repurposed and reclaimed science bottles and stuff I use for like rainwater and river water and stuff like that. And now everything is being programmed at 432 hertz. And so like my grid has been stripped down because all the selenite and the quartz and like all the tumbled stones and all that kind of stuff are at the window charging in the moonlight for the week because the moon's already at 91% and we'll go into the full moon, and then up until the 13th, as it starts to wane, it'll still be over 90% until the 13th. So a lot of people are like, oh no, I missed the full moon. And it's like, it's okay. The energy is still there. Just like it may move because I think it'll go from Capricorn and then move into, oh gosh, I'm drawing a mental fart. But right now we're in Sagittarius, so that's what I made note of. Then it's going to move into Capricorn. And if you're on my TikTok, I actually just made a post with the whole calendar because I use the moon phase calendar to always like check, what time is moonrise, moonset, when is the peak. And I'm also a scientist by day with plant biology and pathology and mycology. And we're working with the new biologicals lab, and I'm always following scientists. And I do a lot of woo-woo spiritual stuff my whole life. And I always try and look at both sides, the duality of stuff, the real Persephone of it all. And science is finally catching up to energy work and vibrations and moon magic and herbology and all that kind of stuff. So there's actually the scientist, I forget his name, but he's been charging his waters with certain frequencies because water holds information and retains things. This we know. And we know that vibrations, create, divine geometry, with the little sand plates and how they react underwater when you say things and how they, change shape from like jagged, sharp to smooth, round, depending if it's like bad intentions, good intentions, good frequencies, bad frequencies, etc. So there's some argument over which frequency, activates whatever, but what it comes down to is it's a spectrum. There is a spectrum, and it lies here. Root to crown, right there. And then you got your lower root here, upper crown here, and then as everything resonates below, it goes deeper, but activates Merkaba in the outer where the things meet. So even though like your 396G pure tone, that's not, it has to be tuned to A44 to hit 396. I have this one tuned to A432, so that's the solfeggio tone that this harmonizes with. But that's still your root chakra, that's still your sacred, that's still your solar plexus. That one is still your heart chakra, that's still your throat, that's still your third eye, that's still your crown/root as it reconnects up and down. And then when you play those two together, they create a harmonic, that like a ghost, they call them ghost chords, but like where the pulse tones hit and stuff like that. So it's like if you look at your spectrum here and then you hit things together, it activates Merkaba that connects these two here and like maybe these two up here, and then like these ones are like here and here, and it's like, and that's why music feels so good. And 440 doesn't hit any of the solfeggio tones. But if you tune to 444 or 432 or 435, you'll hit some of those solfeggio tones. It's just a matter of which ones you choose to favor, just so you know. So that's why when I charge my waters at night, I like to play in the key of Gmajor7 I. I call that the divine key. So we're all told to tune to A440 root C. And that's, when you buy like piano tuning kits, they come with a tuning fork and tell you to tune it to C. And that's what they want you to tune to, C or F. Don't choose F, which is in itself divine math, that fourth. But based on A440, it doesn't hit any of those solfeggio tones. If you were to tune A to 444, suddenly your G falls on 396, which is that direct solfeggio tone to your root chakra. And then the C up here suddenly hits your 528, which is a direct frequency tone right into the heart chakra. So if I'm going to work on tuning my upright to 444 now that I've gotten this one to resonate at 432, Earth Universe Resonance Harmonics. So, okay. So what happens on the grand piano, you have a sostenuto pedal. And whatever key I push, like these ones, and then I hold down that sostenuto pedal, now everything is still staccato, except for these ones will always sustain. So if I hit these, this, and hit those 7 chakras, and then hold down my sostenuto pedal, now these ones will always ring out. So now if I play in the key of G, no matter if I start like releasing all kinds of stuff, when I let go, I'm left with those harmonic chakra tones. So now I can drone harmonic chakra tones in real time with the piano, in tune as the wood actually vibrates that way, not just recording it at normal tone and then pitching it in post in Adobe Audition by slowing it down 1.87% so it pitches down to A432, which is a facsimile. Like, it sounds good to us, but realistically, I'm not feeding the earth 432, I'm feeding them 440. I'm feeding my water 440, but not anymore. Now I'm feeding them 432 harmonics. Okay. That's the one. That's the one we're going to use. I'm going to save that. We're going to end there. We're going to and save.